Hey guys, welcome back to Ace of Spades Tarot. I'm Aisling, and today we will be doing a reading for the collective energy of Capricorn, Sun, Moon, Rising, and or Mars, and also Venus. But these are general check-in readings, and just let's see, as a reminder, time in tarot is fluid. So is gender in tarot. So, please always take, what resonates with you, despite whatever character is being depicted, whether it's masculine or feminine. We all have masculine and feminine energy within us. And, feel free to reverse the situations if necessary. But as always, take what resonates with your situation and the energy surrounding it, and leave the rest behind. And feel free to check out readings for your other sign placements. If you have any questions or are interested in a personal reading, my information box, my information is in the description box. You'll find my email there and my Instagram. Okay, so I'm going to let you know now it's incredibly warm, and I've turned the AC off for less interference, but if I start overheating, I will have to get up and put it back on. Hopefully I can do it in spurts and get through the reading. Okay, we are going to start with the Carolyn Miss archetype cards. We all have all of these archetypes within us, and it kind of gives you the light attribute and the shadow attribute of each archetype. And these come out at different points in our lives. Obviously we're not all of these things at once, so that's why it's a good energy check-in to see where we're at at this time. Okay, so for Capricorn spirit, please. Capricorn, please. Spirit. Capricorn, thank you. Could I get one more, please? No. Sorry, too many. Please make it clear, Spirit, for Capricorn. Capricorn's current energy. Whenever they find this reading, please, Spirit. Capricorn for Capricorns. Thank you. And one final one. One final one for Capricorn spirit. These cards are very, they're great, but they're very thick. So feel free to always fast forward through the shuffling. I like to shuffle on camera, just so you'll know that I'm not just picking the cards. Thank you. Someone else got this in the exact same position. I forget who it was. Prince. Might have been Leo. I don't remember. Okay. So, thank you, Spirit. We have the Alchemist, where the light attribute is transformation of base motives and goals into golden wisdom, right? Which is a beautiful energy. And the shadow attribute is misuse of the power and knowledge that come through spiritual practice, right? That's where you'll find your spiritual gurus, or kind of cult leaders, or but using things to their own benefit, and oftentimes people to their own benefit. So it's definitely a shadow side that we want to stay away from. But and it's so funny that I was just speaking to an old friend of mine that about having reread The Alchemist, which is a beautiful book, by the way, if you ever get the chance to read it, or if you've not read it. by Paulo Coelho. I'm not exactly sure the pronunciation. I've only ever read it. I've never actually heard it. But yeah, my second time reading it, and I came back to it after years, and it was even more beautiful the second time than it was the first. So that's just a side note. Sorry, ADD. Okay. Then we have the mediator, the light attributes, the gift for negotiating fairness and strategy in personal and professional life, and respect for both sides of an argument. Right? And then the shadow attribute being negotiating with an ulterior motive or hidden agenda, either personally or professionally. I think that's pretty cut and dry. You know where you stand. I mean, tarot is all about getting to the truth, in my opinion. It's a tool for getting to the truth and your own truth, and so that you can better navigate your path in life. So in reading these and you know, this kind of series is really about you know, this is between you and you. No one has to know, no one has to, you know, but it's be honest with yourself and where you stand in these, you know, if you find yourself slipping into your shadowy self, you know, because we have both attributes within us as too. We have light and we have dark, and as we say, you know, it's the wolf we feed. So, you know, in watching these, I just ask you to be honest with yourself, because if you're not, then there's, you know, don't bother watching a tarot reading, because there's no point. I can't just tell you what you want to hear. It's not how this works. As much as I'd like to, but it's not. Then it's not a tool. Then it's just a gimmick. Okay, sorry, another tangent. So then we have Prince. In Prince, the light attribute is romantic charm and potential for power, and the shadow attribute is using power for self-aggrandizement. So again, you ask yourself where you fall. It could be with one of these, two of these, three of these, neither of these. And if you do resonate with any of them, any of the archetypes within yourself, you know, be honest and see if you're balanced in these energies, or if you're, you know, striving towards the light attribute or are in the light attribute, which is what we want, or if you've, you know, kind of fallen into a bit of the shadow attribute, and that means, okay, I got to do some work, and you know, it's not a great energy to be in, so I want to get out of that energy. Okay, let's see. I'm going to continue along. With the L-Key Oracle deck. Grab one card and see how this ties in. Now, it's She Who Is in French, and yes, it is women depicted on the key cards, but it's really about the energy, so please don't take it. It's, you know, don't be put off by the fact that it's a woman. If you are, you know, if you are a male or find yourself, you know, you relate more to masculine energy. It's just about the energy of the person and what they're in. So for Capricorn, please. Just want to make it clear for Capricorn, please. For Capricorn. Here's Capricorn right now in their energy spirit. Thank you. She who comes, or, you know, he who comes. Stillness, purity, quiet. Okay. So that relates a lot with, you know, someone who calms others down. That relates a lot to both the alchemist, because alchemy is oftentimes a solo work until we can share it, and the mediator, right, who negotiates the fairness and calms people down by mediating a situation, by mediating a problem between two parties. And we find that in the stillness and the quiet of ourself, which is, you know, again, goes back to the alchemist. It's that kind of alone until the wisdom is gained to be able to pass along. So that's beautiful card. You might find that you're needing to take more time out, Capricorn, in your life right now. You know, we've just gone through, I mean, we're still in the eclipse season energy, but we've gone through a pretty intense period of time in the last couple of months. And so it's, you know, if there's ever a time to take a rest and kind of go within and do some deep dives if you need to, or even just spend some time doing the things that you love to do. This is the time to do it, and do them. Oftentimes that means doing things solo and in peace. And you see the owl in the card, and that's the wisdom following her, and the character's just kind of gliding along as if she's almost in transcendental meditation. So you might be getting into meditation, or you might have been meditating for a long time, and you're finding that your meditation practice has really escalated at this point, and your ability to transcendentally meditate has been at coming easier through your practice. I'm getting that very strongly for a lot of you. Yeah, it's this feeling of, I don't know if any of you have ever felt that feeling where you are kind of in a place, and yet through, especially those of you who do have a meditation practice, are in a place and it's full of people, and all of a sudden it's like you're there, but you're not there, and you're just kind of, it's almost like you just put on your invisibility cloak, and you're aware of your surroundings, and you're aware that you exist. I think, therefore I am. But it's also like you're not there, and it's like you could move around without anyone seeing you or feeling you. You feel like light as a feather as this character appears to be in this card. It's that same sort of ethereal. It's a really intense feeling, and very similar to lucid dreaming. If those of you who are big lucid dreamers or astro projectors, it's quite similar. Like when you're aware of the fact that you're dreaming, but that you can be a player in your own dream, if you will, and control your actions. And it's quite a, I don't know. For me, it's awesome experience, and it makes sleeping fun. Okay, so now now that I've talked about I don't know what for the last 10 minutes, I'm sorry. I don't know why I'm so chatty today. Maybe I'm finally feeling that Mercury retrograde energy lifting, even though my throat chakra seems to be really blocked, but I think that is allergies. I'm insane this year. Okay, so let's get into the tarot. What's going on for Capricorn, please, Spirit? Right off the bat. Page of Wands, Chariot. Okay. Oh, no, thank you. Oh, we have two. Yep, both. Okay. Oh, wow. Okay. All right. There's that slow energy we talked about. Yeah. Okay, here we go. Both cards. Yep. Put this here. Okay. Thanks. Reverse. Judgment. What else? What else? What else for Capricorn, please? What else for Capricorn? Thank you. What else for Capricorn? What other energies for Capricorn at this time, please, Spirit? What other energies? Thank you. Interesting. And at the bottom of the deck, Wheel of Fortune. So, here, I can put that here. Okay, I don't know why I went in this order. It was just what I was guided to do. But it's really interesting, right? Because we have this really kind of beautiful circular motion. Page of Wands, pages are messengers. They can represent children. Some of you might have children that are just starting off for college, or even if they're children. They might be, just kind of really becoming their own little person at that time, but Page of Wands is also about creativity, nascent creativity, and coming up with new ideas and birth, and, they're not full grown ideas yet, and this is a really great time, as Venus and Uranus are conjuncting Taurus to really think about what you want to do, from the heart space, right, and from your passions, and to kind of start planning that. And that's what that Page of Wands is doing. And then, the Chariot is a card of movement. We have two cards of movement here. We have the Eight of Wands and we have the Chariot. And that Chariot, is very much an energy of making a decision and going for it, knowing that the path that they choose will be the correct path for them. So you're confident in your abilities. Oftentimes, I see the Chariot also as the pre-emperor card. But it can also be pre-empress in a way too. You see the stars cloaking the same way the empress has the crown of stars, and you see the wand that the magician holds. We all go through just like we have all the archetypes within us. We all go through from the Fool to the World and the major arcana. We all go through each stage in our life. We have to go through each stage, and sometimes multiple times. That's where cycles come from, in order to get to completion. And then we start again. So, and then the suites are what happens, from the ace to the 10, and then the court card. It's kind of what happens in between, right? Life is what's happening. What's that saying? I'm getting, life is what happens when you're busy making other plans. So it's really the feeling I'm getting here. But you're determined, Capricorn, and so we have this King of Pentacles energy, which is a Aries and Taurus energy. Chariot being Cancer energy. So you might have one of these strongly in your chart, or be connecting with one. It's interesting because then we have the Nine of Pentacles, right? The King of the Pentacles and the Nine of Pentacles came out in one. And we were talking about kind of going within and going and being in a rather solo energy, during this time frame. And the Nine of Pentacles is very much about being okay with being in a solo energy. She's abundant in her garden. She's financially, secure, and she's okay with being alone. It can be a card of gossip, with the bird there, but that's not at all what I'm getting. I really feel like it's connected to this. Yeah, I've accumulated this, but I'm content. I'm okay standing on my own. The Chariot is a very kind of solo energy, if you will, too. And the King of Pentacles, even though he's, the King of Pentacles, he's very patriarchal in the fact that he rules a kingdom, but he's not super. He takes care of his family. Don't get me wrong, but he's not. I don't always feel sometimes I do, but right now I'm not getting so much warmth and love, like loving energy. So it's more of it feels more of a solo energy as well. So it could be that you have responsibilities that you are in need to take care of, and part of you is like, I don't wanna. I just want to be in my garden with my beautiful robes and my little bird friend, and I just want to chill, and I've got my abundance, and I just kind of want to be on my own. And now I'm reading this in kind of two different ways. So we also have, it's interesting because this is, the Nine of Pentacles is Virgo energy, and the Hermit is the major arcana for Virgo. And, both nines here, nine. So you have two nines in a row, which I don't know if you might be seeing a lot of nines places. I always, pay attention to synchronicities. But nine is very much a solo energy, right? if you're a life path 9, which I actually am. It's, if you know anything about life path numbers, numerology, it's a, it's a solo energy. No matter if you're with people or with a partner or with, friends or family or whatnot, there's something that's always going to be separate about it, independent, and also there's an innate need to help others on their paths that have come, that are still younger in younger numerically, not necessarily in age, if that makes sense. So we have that. But then on the other side, we have this Queen of Wands. And the Queen of Wands, I'm getting specifically, it's a feeling of, I mean, she's a manifester, right? She's an alchemist in her own right. But she's also the most sexual queen. So I'm not sure, and only you will really be able to know it. We'll clarify. Only you will really be able to know, Capricorn, whether you are taking on these archetypal roles within yourself, kind of the seductress, the hermit, the wise old man who has journeyed far and shines his own light. He's very similar to the story of the alchemist that I was talking about, the book. The hermit would fit right into that. To the King of Pentacles, who feels the weight of responsibility of ruling a kingdom, or to the Nine of Pentacles, of someone who wants to just be on their own, abundant in their garden, and need some space from everyone else. Because we have then this communication, this this is a card of movement, of fast communication, but then not heeding the call of judge, not heeding the trumpet blow. So something isn't being, it could be being heard and being ignored, because all of this communication coming in says that you're choosing to not hear. And that's where we have Justice coming in, right? Justice is the card of balance, it's Libran energy, and Sword of Truth, and the Sword of Truth coming in. And it's remembering, we have the Six of Cups, which is remembering a purer time, which is what I think you discover when you go within. So perhaps there's been sort of a return to self, if you will, because we have this then Wheel of Fortune, which is upright in the bottom and moving forward. So let's clarify a little bit more here, because I feel like I'm seeing the stages of somebody's life in a lot of ways. Yeah. But I'm not sure if there's another person involved. I do feel like I'm talking to Capricorns with a lot of responsibilities on their back, and wanting to lighten their load a bit, if you will. But that Prince card, really, I'm relating to the Queen of Wands, because again, that light attribute is romantic charm and potential for power, and the shadow attribute is using power for self-aggrandizement. And the Queen of Wands definitely has the ability to, like I said, be the seductress, be the, oftentimes she's the kind of the other woman card, when it comes up in certain readings. Or I'm not necessarily getting that. It's more of like what's inside you, the fire inside you, the fire that was in this little Page of Wands, and before life got real, and responsibilities got real, and remembering that the innocence of this, but feeling the weight of this, and needing to find the balance, but not listening to the signs, right? Not paying attention to the signs when they're really making them obvious for you. Why is the Queen of Wands here, please? Let's get this out of the way. Why is the Queen of Wands here, please? The Sun in reverse. Yeah, see? It's like that's what I was getting, is like that light that's within you, and that fire that's within you, and this kind of the joy of this, the joy of the sun. The sun is the happiest card in the deck. And it's still happy. It's still, it's still the sun even when it's in reverse, but it feels like there's something being blocked in your solar plexus region, in your drive, in your passion, and it's something stern and something that, due to responsibility, you feel like you can't feed. Wheel of Fortune. Yeah. And you need to be able to feed that to move forward, right? You need to be able to feed that drive, that passion. Why is Justice here, please? The Devil. Interesting. Feeling chained. This could be an obligation that you feel chained to. And that's why I was saying, I was feeling the King of Pentacles. I typically don't get this, but I was feeling a very, very heavy feeling of feeling chained to something, Can I get one more? Why is the Devil here, please? Why is the Devil here? Why is the Devil here, please? Thank you. Oh, this one. The Knight of Cups. Can I get another card? Why is the Knight of Cups here for the Devil? Why is the Knight of Cups here for the Devil and for Justice? Why is the Knight of Cups here? Thank you. Ace of Swords. Yeah. Okay. So I'm getting strongly that this is staying chained. You've chained yourself to something that you feel like you can't get out of, and you're not listening to heeding the signs. And you're not, the sword of truth is the same sword that is being held in Justice right here, and the Knight of Cups is an offer of emotions. Let's get another card on this. I feel like you feel like you can't move forward because of being chained. I mean, you're chained to the Devil, and you haven't unbound your shackles. The Devil's in the upright. And which is your card, by the way, Capricorn, in the Major Arcana. You can't offer a cup. You're in the parched, fiery, underworld there. So what cup you can offer is not going to be a very. It's not going to have a lot of water in it. Let's put it that way. It's going to be pretty dusty. So and it comes with temperance. Just kind of flip for a second, if so it comes out again. Ace of Swords. And so it's really taking a look at your own truth, which is, I think, why I talked about that so much with you. I was sensing maybe some Capricorns that don't want to take a look at their own truths and what would make them really happy. Thank you. The World. Yeah, endings and beginnings. Endings and beginnings. Final closure and starting again on the Fool's Journey. And I think, yeah, Three of Swords. It comes with heartbreak. Yep. Which is what I think you're trying to avoid at all costs. You're trying to avoid closing out a cycle. That's why you're not heeding the judgment call. You're trying to avoid closing out a cycle, but you have the Wheel of Fortune at the bottom of the deck. The wheel always turns, whether you choose for it to turn or not. It's always still turning, and your decisions can affect your. Yes, I believe in an aspect of destiny, but your decisions also affect which paths you choose in life and what your highest path. And like when you ask yourself, where is the pureness, right? Where is that childhood pureness and wonder, and where that just does something without wanting to, because this Six of Cups is doing and giving from a place of a pure heart without expecting anything in return, without just because your heart is filled with love and with joy and with caring about others and seeing other people happy from the purest possible place. And what has gone on that has made you forget that? And I think a part of you wants to get back to that and doesn't know how. And every time you're given an opportunity or see the signs, you ignore it. But in your heart, that there is this thing inside you that needs to be released. Surprised we don't have Strength in reverse out here. I'm very surprised, because that's where I would It's just the Five of Cups, which makes sense. You know. Six of Pentacles. Again, another card of balance. So we have two cards of balance here, right? And more Taurus energy. You notice that in this card, she's holding this pentacle, right? In your North sign, so you rule Pentacles. She's holding this pentacle up against her, you know, midsection, which is, again, your solar plexus, right? So it's like, what's that thing that's in you? That's that, because that's where our passions, that's where our drive, that's where our Mars energy comes from. What is it that you are holding onto tightly there and not letting out? Arguments, the Five of Swords. Five of Swords, winning at all costs. And then no one ever wins, right? Because we're always trying to get to the tens. So Five of Swords means there's another Five of Swords out there. That means both people are trying to win it, you know, all costs. And next to the Three of Swords, if you take 5 and the 3, that's 8 of Swords. And that's, you know, not knowing your path, being blindfolded and having all of these swords all around you and not knowing, not being sure of the step to take forward. That same step that you knew when you were younger, when you know, when you felt divinely guided because you followed your intuition to build your kingdom. You know, that where did that go? Are you going to spend your life searching for it till that wand of creation is just a withered walking stick? And yes, the hermit is wise, but then he's an old man, you know, and some pretty snowy, bleak terrain. And he might be wise, but he's certainly alone. And maybe that's all you want, but unless you want to be a monk, I think a lot of you want more than that. You just don't know how to get there. Six of Cups in reverse. Yeah. Losing an Emperor at the bottom of the deck, which is Aries energy, I know, but to me it's also Capricorn energy as a reader. But the fact that the Six of Cups is in reverse, it shows me that it's losing sight, and it flew out above the Judgment here in the reverse. It's losing sight of this feeling that you know you need to get back to, because being the Emperor and, you know, ruling that empire is more important to you than the truth within you, the truth within your gut, within your heart, the truth that you know. You know, the Emperor, yeah, he rules an empire, but he can also rule an empire alone. You know, I don't see the Empress here. So is it worth it to rule an empire even if you have a partner, if you feel like you're doing it? Because the King of Pentacles, you know, typically he has a partner. The Queen of Wands, typically, well, sometimes she can be a philandering partner, but, you know, it's the Emperor has you know, and all these people can, yes, rule by themselves. But if you're in a partnership, Capricorn, if this is a partnership reading, it could be business partnership, it could be, you know, a living situation, it could be a romantic partnership. If you are in something that makes you feel like you have to do everything alone, together, even while, you know, with someone right there, that's not coming from your truth. That's not coming from your place of truth. Sorry, this was, I'm sure, a lot longer than it was meant to be. But I guess, I mean, there's a reason that I talked for as long as I did. Pretty straightforward reading, really interesting. Let's grab yeah, thank you. Yeah, okay, the birdcage. So this is a Symbolon deck, which is kind of similar to archetypes, but it's a little bit more like where, again, it's another deck that we can ask ourselves, where am I right now in these energies? Where do these energies resonate with me? So this is upside down. Where do these energies resonate with me? For Capricorn, please. For Capricorn, Spirit. For Capricorn, thank you. Yeah. And it's interesting, the Pied Piper's at the bottom of the deck. So we have the birdcage first, right? Which is, it speaks to very much what we were talking about here, especially with the devil card energy and a relationship where, I mean, she's in beautiful clothes, you know, roses at her feet, beautiful throne, but she's trapped in a cage, and her warden, you know, they're talking, you know, they're talking amicably. They're friends. They enjoy each other's company, but one, you know, the meaning of this card is that, like, you know, she'll only stay if he unlocks, or the character in the cage will only stay if he unlocks the door and allows her freedom. Whereas, you know, the other character will only stay if he has the ability to keep the door locked and her in the cage. And I mean, whichever character you are, you know, she'll stay if he throws out the lock and key, and he'll only stay if he maintains the control. So ask yourself honestly, where are you in that? Or if you're not, you know, that's okay too. But, you know, are you the warden, or are you in the birdcage? Do you feel like your partner is controlling, or are you controlling? Are you afraid to release them because they won't come back? Because that's also really what this is about, right? If you love something, set it free. If it comes back, it's meant to be, sort of thing. And then we have, it's interesting because we have this, you know, the fallen knight, really, which is like, and I don't always remember the exact names of these cards, but it's the idea of this card is that, you know, this is clearly a knight who's you know, sitting wounded beneath a tree, you know, his horse tied up, who's been in a battle, and he has these dreams of glory and these dreams of victory, and in his mind, this is the knight that he is, right? He is the hero, he is, but he's not taking any action. He's you know, he's sitting at the base of a tree. He's not in the fight anymore. So it's about asking ourselves, where are we having grandiose visions of ourselves and not looking at the reality of the situation, right? So, and how can we kind of how can we deaden that ego that, you know, we all have ego, but how do we, there's delusions sometimes that come along with certain ego, and so how do we put our feet back on the ground and ground ourselves and be like, yeah, okay, I need to stop being delusional and start looking at my situation realistically. You know, it's great to have dreams, but you can't live in them. Okay, so that is what I have for you. I'm just going to get a final crystal. Nope. Just going to get a final crystal that would be helpful possibly for my Capricorns at this time, Spirit. Just one card, just one crystal. Fluorite. Interesting. Fluorite, find peace within. Yeah, that's really what we talked about, right? Because this is a lot of this is what we talked about is happening inside you. So, you know, finding peace within, doing those deep dives, doing that meditation, that kind of, you know, if you have to go on a retreat or just take a day to yourself, or, you know, to really figure it out, what you want, what would make you happy, and not be delusional about it, and not be afraid to make some changes, and to pay attention also to the signs that the universe sends you, because they send you for a reason, and you trusted your gut when you were younger, but you seem to have forgotten how to do that the more tangible power you've gained in the world. So, okay, that is what I have. Maybe find a piece of fluorite and see if it, hold it when you meditate. And please let me know if any of this helps. Please comment down below, like, share, subscribe, would be really appreciated. If you've made it this far, I'm very grateful. And again, my info is in the description box if you're interested in personal readings. I look forward to seeing you again soon. Hope all is well, and namaste.